Okay, in this video I will talk you through alphas, how to make them in Photoshop, and how to import them into Substance. So you would want to start with a new file, and you want a custom shape, and you want it to be a square. It doesn't matter what dimension the square is, it just has to be a square, because otherwise the alpha is going to look stretched and weird. So you want the background to be black if you didn't set it earlier, because of the way masks work. It follows the same logic, so whatever you draw with white will appear. So if I were to import this into Substance, the material that I've put it on would appear in this wide circle. And it's very good if you want to do some custom stuff to it. So if you want the lines of the bricks, so I'm literally just copying the image and pasting it in. Now situate it however you want it. This one I think would be kind of a trial and error to see how it looks like in Substance. And then you go onto adjustments and scroll down to black and white, and it got it in black and white. And then adjustments, levels, and then now you want a clear black and white contrast. So with this one you're getting little specks, like details. You could always just paint them over with black, but if you want that, this is fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna save the file. I'm gonna save it as brick. And switch it to Substance. So for this demonstration I will use the little Substance man. So obviously bake it. I'm not looking through the different maps because I'm just demonstrating what I'm doing. A little recap on how to navigate in Substance. If you press Alt and left click, you can rotate freely along every axis. If you press Alt middle click, you can move the model. And if you Alt click right, you can zoom in and out. So with the alpha, you press X, import resources, add resources, and go into desktop and get your brick. You change unidentified into alpha, import your resources to so you can pick where, if you want it in the current project, current settings. I normally go for current session because it's easy to import it. But if you have lots of assets, lots of alphas that you want to put that on, I would suggest library your assets. So now after you've done that, I should quickly take you to the alpha. You can drop it, and I want as height, for example. Alternatively, you could just add it as a brush and say where you want it to go. So now after we've dropped it, it's only on the head, but I want it everywhere. So this is where you go onto these settings. They should always be on top in your properties fill, and you change UV projection or triplanar projection whatever it is exactly that you want. So this is more for like circular objects, but that looks not very nice. That's for cylinders, and that's your normal. But triplanar just repeats the same thing over and over again. Another pretty useful thing in Substance are the brushes. So some of them you may notice are dynamic stroke brushes. So some of them will simulate different things. So cracks, so that doesn't really simulate anything, but you get organic looking cracks, and you can adjust to get what you're desiring. Especially useful for paths, concrete. That looks more like a crinkle, so it looks like I've created like crinkled paper now. But there's some like cracks, like smaller cracks, and broken glass. So some of them will do a simulation, and the cracking will move around and do it more randomized. So with that, what you can do is you can change the setting and see basically what happens. There's some artistic stuff that you can do with like little cracks, little concrete cracks. This called artistic soft powder. You get a bit rougher ones. But it's a good way to add like cheeky little details to your model. Make it look run down. Some of them won't simulate, and what you can do is you can add color, metalness when it's shiny for some reason. And now we've got some shiny burn marks. Looks pretty cool. It really depends what look you're going for, but yeah.
Some glitter dots. Very useful if you're doing like a party one, like carnivals. And then you have some glitter dots that you don't have to worry about modeling or anything. Laying on the floor, gouache. There's some real good stuff in here. You just need to sort of play with it. Feels like a bit like a Lego album cover that I'm making. But yeah, heavy branches. Some things might take ages to appear. Substance may be thinking, especially if it's the ivy stuff. Because if you look, it's got randomization on, and they look pretty good. There's literally a lot that you could be using to make your model look cool. So I'd say experiment with these and see what you can make. Yeah, so I'd really recommend you playing with the brushes, just on like a random model. See if there's anything that you may like.